Hi everyone, I hope all of you guys are doing well. So today we are going to go ahead and discuss this question that came in 2019 UPSC paper. And through this question, I will show you how to form linkages with various topics or various concepts that are actually mentioned in the question, and how to start handling a particular question that otherwise you might have a little bit difficulty in. And I have often seen aspirants making a lot of mistakes in these kind of questions. So let's discuss what can make your question from an average answer to a great answer. So the question here is simple. Examine the linkages between 19th century's Indian Renaissance and the emergence of national identity. So first of all, don't jump right away into the question. First of all, try to understand the question, what the question is asking. Okay, the question is asking that what were the linkages between the 19th century Indian Renaissance? So the keywords are Indian Renaissance. What is the first keyword? It is simply nothing but Indian Renaissance, then linkage and national identity, emergence of national identity. So these are the keywords, and around these keywords you have to form your entire question. Remember these keywords: Indian Renaissance, linkage with national identity. Now once that is clear in your mind, now you can go ahead and actually think about how to answer this question. So the first thing that I do is always define the keyword or the concept, the main concept that is provided in the question. Define that, and if possible, provide an example of it. That is the introduction. So here the introduction is very simple. Question आपने समझ लिया है, right? The question is you have to answer various linkages between Indian Renaissance that happened in the 19th century and the emergence of national identity. What that simply means is that how Indian Renaissance eventually led to the emergence of Indian national identity. How did Indian Renaissance, various things in Indian Renaissance, various events, various persons, etc. led to emergence of Indian national identity. Alright, simple. Once you understand the question, then you can go ahead and actually answer it properly. So first of all, you have to define the keyword like I said in the introduction, and that I have done in these 4-5 lines very simply. Here, see the introduction. This is the definition or introduction part. Define the key concept. That's the part I'm doing here, right? And in defining the key concept, what I do is simply define Indian Renaissance and give an example of it. So Indian Renaissance was a cultural, social, educational, intellectual and artistic movement that took place from late 18th century to early 20th century. Simple definition, क्या हुआ था, कब हुआ था, when it happened, what happened. It included stalwarts and movements such as the Brahmo Samaj by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So simple, with example I have provided the definition of Indian Renaissance. Now the next thing is I'm going to move on to the body to discuss the main question that has been asked by UPSC. What is the main question? The main question is what is the linkages between the Indian Renaissance and the emergence of national identity. So simply I will take down this as my subheading because this is what I'm going to answer in my body. Linkages between Indian national Renaissance and emergence of national identity. Simply from question only I have picked it up, and that's how you go about it. Alright. Now what are the linkages? What happened in Indian Renaissance, and what were the linkages between that and then coming of the Indian national movement, emergence of the Indian national movement? That's what I have to focus on. So very simple, very straightforward, because you have to show various examples from the Indian Renaissance that eventually helped in the national identity that arose in India. That is what this question is talking about. So the first thing is that Indian Renaissance helped in creating a united front of India against the British. So that's what I have underlined and given a subheading so that the examiner can have a very simple time in reading it, and then I will go ahead and describe it. So Indian Renaissance raised questions about social evils such as dowry system, sati, caste system, etc., thereby attempting to put up a united Indian front against British. This led to formation of national consciousness instead of just identification to caste and religion. So what is the one big problem India is facing in the 18th century? That is the division of the society because of caste, because of religion, because of systems or practices like dowry, sati. And this Indian Renaissance helped the Indian classes, Indian people to give up these kind of social evils and have more of a national conscience. And that is what this particular Indian Renaissance helped in doing, right? So that's what I'm talking about here, and I am linking it. I am linking that particular fact along with the national consciousness, along with how national identity in India formed. So that I am showing here by just through an arrow. I'm putting up a point to link it here. This led to formation of national consciousness instead of just identification to caste and religion. Remember, I could have written, I have seen many aspirants will write this much. They will not write these 2-3 lines, they will just write this much. वो facts लिख देंगे पर उसके आगे link create नहीं करेंगे. So creating that link is very important, because the whole question is what happened in the Indian Renaissance and how that helped in creating of a national identity. And this is what happened in the Renaissance, and this is how the national identity got created. Okay, so that's how you will have to tackle this question. Otherwise, it will be incomplete, and instead of getting those 8 marks out of 10, you will only get 4 marks or 5 marks out of it. Now let's move on to the second point, which is pride in traditional culture to counter English white man's burden. So one of the things that was missing before the Renaissance was happening was that we did not have as a society too much pride. We were forgetting the greatness of our Indian society, our ideas, in our beliefs, in our economy. But after that, once the British started coming, it was even getting worse. But this Indian Renaissance helped us to rise and also question various new ideas that the English people were bringing, because these new ideas might have been actually bad for our overall consciousness, might be bad for our own identity. That's how we started feeling a complex of being inferior over a period of time. But this particular Indian Renaissance also helped us to have a pride in our traditional culture, in our history, so that we could stand up against the British, against people who actually exploited us, and have a national front against them. So societies like the Arya Samaj reignited belief in our history, in our value system, and also reformed Hinduism in order to counter imperialist ideology. The imperialist ideology was weighing heavy on us, and the pride of traditional culture that we started taking was also part of this Indian Renaissance, and this eventually provided a gel to the national identity. Now again, you see I'm linking the idea about the national renaissance that took place in Indian Renaissance to the national identity, formation of national identity. Okay, the third point is rise of educated middle class. So newly educated individuals in modern sciences and social sciences such as Raja Ram Mohan Roy, M.G. Ranade became backbone of early seedlings of Indian national movement. Economic critique of British rule in India by Ranade eventually galvanized mass movement by Mahatma Gandhi ji. This is a fact about what happened in the Renaissance, in the Indian Renaissance. This is an example also, and it is directly linking to how that particular thing helped the national identity. And so I'm here directly providing an example link, that economic critique that was done by Ranade of the British rule in India was eventually used by Mahatma Gandhi ji also in his movement, and it galvanized that particular movement. Now the last point is about rise of women. I see Vidyasagar, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and others vehemently criticized child marriage and sati. Eventually, women played a key role in Indian national movement. So I am providing here 2 facts. One is about the Indian Renaissance that took place and how that led to rise of Indian national identity. Simple. I hope this helps you understand how to do linking. And now I will tell you about the conclusion. Conclusion sometimes is not needed. Let's say here you are less on time. You have already written a lot of words. You are already running over the time limit. You have already given 8-9 minutes. That's too much for this question. So you move on to the next question. Forget the conclusion. But here I have written the conclusion for your sake so that you can get an idea. Hence, it is clear that without the early contributions of Indian Renaissance, Indian national movement would not have the foundation it needed to fight the British. Simple, straightforward, obvious conclusion that obviously if we did not have the Renaissance happen in India, then what our fight would look like against the British. I'm not sure. It might not be as strong as it looked because of the Indian Renaissance. That was a natural step of our fight against the British rule and of us arising as a nation together, taking deep pride in our culture, in our roots, uniting against the British. All sections of the society were rising against the British. And this is how you tackle these kind of questions. I hope you understand how linkages work, how keywords are defined, how body should have very, very concrete points about both the parts. Both the parts, what are the parts? Indian Renaissance and then emergence of national identity, so that there is a linking, clear linking between the two. in the right context, and conclude only where necessary. You don't need to conclude everywhere. Here I have concluded, but if you are running out of word limit, move on to the next question, because you will still get good marks here. All right. So this is your today's session in answer writing. I hope it helps you out. Let me know if you have any questions. But this is how you need to do answer writing. This is how you need to make your answers from average to great. Thanks. Hopefully this helps you out. Bye bye.